Okay, group, this next one we have workouts 3 and 4. It's called Dunder Mifflin, so Dunder being workout 3, Mifflin being workout 4, but it's run back to back. So right now we'll do workout 3 for the divisions 13 to 14, 15 and 17 all the way up. They will do Dunder first, workout 3, then get a 2-minute transition, allowing for 1 minute for lane reset for Mifflin, and then 1 minute for the athlete to set up their barbell, because it's a max lift. Mifflin is a max lift. So there'll be a 2-minute transition between workout 3 and workout 4. And we're still working on whether it's going to be a 2-minute transition for the 10 to 12s. We might need to carve out some time, and actually that 1 minute might matter. So what we might do is only have a 1-minute transition, since the 10 to 12s aren't doing a max lift. They're simply doing some sit-ups and some barbell cycling work. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the workout. Workout 3, Dunder. We have a 7-minute cap. So again, an amount of work they need to finish in an amount of time. 7-minute cap. They have 4 rounds of 30 double unders or 60 single unders, 6 handstand push-ups or 6 push-ups with the 2-inch riser, 6 deadlifts, 3 hang power clean, and 1 shoulder to overhead. So 30 doubles or 60 singles, 6 handstand push-ups or 6 push-ups with a 2-inch riser. Finish, 6 deadlifts, 3 power clean, and 1 shoulder to overhead. They need to complete 4 rounds of that in the amount of work. Then there's a 2-minute transition to the workout 4, which is Mifflin, and they'll be doing 13 to age 17, they'll be doing the max lift. And the way we'll do the max lift is we'll stagger it, where we'll have lanes 1, 3, and 5 on this side, and then lanes 2, 4, and 6 on the other side. And it is a 1-rep max of ground to overhead. So it's any way. It's deadlift it up, hang power clean it, shoulder to overhead, squat clean into jerk, snatch. They could do whatever they need to do for 1-rep max ground to overhead. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about judges' starting position. They will be starting on the double unders or the single unders. So this will be your starting position down here. So judges, are you ready? Yes, we're ready. The athlete will be starting on the cone. The athlete will run down and start to jump their rope. So you're counting reps. From there, they'll be doing their handstand push-ups. So keep in mind, the reason the handstand push-up mat is on this side for this lane, because again, we have the door here, so we have to be mindful of that. Perhaps somebody in this lane is doing handstand push-ups, so we need to give them a little bit of a berth. Lanes 2 and 3 have this jog in the middle of it, so that's something kind of to consider there. So from there, hopefully you can move back here for handstand push-ups and judge their 6 handstand push-ups. From that point, you're moving, to stay under the rig. You can just kind of camp by this upright and watch their barbell movements. 6 deadlift, 3 hang power clean, 1 shoulder to overhead. Now they can do this in a complex fashion if they want to do that. Never drop the barbell, or they can also drop the barbell as they see fit as well. So it's a 6-3-1. And then they'll basically come back down to start their next round. So, what you'll need to be mindful of is there'll be a rope on the floor. There's no gymnastics movement, so there won't be any boxes out. So essentially, you're kind of just, be mindful of your surroundings in terms of the rope on the floor. And don't forget that if you're in lanes 1, 2, or 3, that, kind of staying in tight to your lane, and this matters for all judges in all lanes, but stay in tight to your lane, but there may be a little bit of a different position here for handstand push-ups. So it's, once again, singles or doubles, handstand push-ups, and the barbell complex. Not complex, but the barbell work. So as far as judges go, if they're doing handstand push-ups, you could do something like this, where you're judging their jump rope, judging their handstand push-ups, and then their barbell work. And if you can signal, especially it matters on on the rower, because not everybody will be able to see the monitors, but I didn't mention this in the other videos yet, but if you can signal with the the 5, at least 5 reps left, you don't have to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but if you're putting your hand up at 5, that's good. So let's just say that for handstand push-ups, the athlete is not doing the handstand push-ups. Instead, they're doing the push-ups with a 2-inch riser finish. We did post a video about these standards, so please do watch that video. So the athlete's going to have 2 plates, and in this way, I don't think you'll really need to move. I think you'll be able to start in your starting position and just have the athletes do their jump rope, and you can count their jump rope, and then you can just count their push-ups, and then go up for your barbell. So we're allowing the push-ups with a 2-inch riser finish in all the divisions. So folks are electing to do that or not. Even some of the older divisions are electing to do that. We have one athlete who has a little bit of a shoulder thing going on. Her name is Sydney, and she'll be doing those push-ups with a 2-inch riser finish. So this is kind of the way the competition floor will be set up. Again, you can probably just judge it from this perspective and then work that way. So if we talk standards a little bit, traditional standards on the single unders and the double unders, handstand push-up standards will be our typical standard with head touching the mat, elbows fully locked, head through the window, and only the heels on the wall, so the butt off the wall, And then I know you guys will always kind of morph yourselves and figure out the best position based on your athlete to review that. Keep in mind it's only 6, so it's a small amount. So, any movement that you're doing, you don't want to miss, kind of miss a rep by moving into position. So if it makes sense for you to be in a different position, out of the gate because your athlete's moving quickly, just figure that out the first round, and that's okay. Again, the yellow tape lines are just primarily there for guides, so you can stay safe and for perspective of the camera. So that's the handstand push-ups. 2-inch riser finish again. Let's make sure you watch that video. It's on Facebook. It was posted as a reel on Instagram, and Colleen and I walked through what the standards are, and they'll also be in the document. As far as the barbell goes, typical deadlift standards. Plates must touch the floor, that's where they start. Lock the hip and knees, head behind the barbell. They can drop at the 5th rep if they want, and then re-grip, and then pull it up for the hang power cleans. Hang power cleans, typical standards, hips, knees are fully locked, elbows in front of the bar, and then shoulder to overhead, obviously hips, knees, knees, hips, and elbows fully locked with the barbell stacked over the frontal plane. Okay, so I think that covers the 13 to 15 for Dunder, and the 10 to 12s is very similar. They're just doing less weight on the barbell. So they can do doubles if they want, they can do handstand push-ups if they want, and they'll be doing 6 deadlift, 3 hang power clean, 1 shoulder to overhead. The boys will be doing 25 pounds, the girls will be doing 15. The only difference there will be they're going to be instructed that they have to set the barbell down and they cannot drop it. Excuse me. So just like the kettlebells, no drops. A drop will result in a no rep. So they must set the barbell down. Okay, let me just spin through the standards document real quick, see if there's anything that I missed. Double unders, I think we're good. Handstand push-ups, kipping and strict are both allowed. That's something I didn't note. The push-up, we have a list of standards here, so I'm just going to read them briefly. Each rep starts with hands inside of the riser width. So we're going to be using a 25-pound plate for the riser, and that's going to be for everybody. It's really like 1.5 inches and not 2 inches, but their hands, have to start inside that width. Chest must make contact with the floor in between the width of the athlete's hand placement. The athlete must press out from the floor position. The athlete must step up with each hand onto the risers. The rep is considered complete when the athlete is at full extension of the elbow and shoulder with one hand on each riser in plank position in which the butt is not higher than shoulder height. So basically we don't want anybody like this, right? I mean, a little bit of a protrusion is probably going to be okay, but the idea is that the kid isn't, in that position there. But do watch the video where we go through that. So that's the push-up with a 2-inch riser finish. Again, we're getting movement declarations from all the kids, and we'll have another sheet, basically kind of for the lane setup crews about what needs to be set up and what doesn't need to be set up, what can be pulled off the floor. Deadlift, we're good with that. Hang power clean, we're good with that. Shoulder to overhead, it is a shoulder to overhead, so if they want to use a strict press, a push press, or a push jerk, or a split jerk, that is perfectly fine.